Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jupiter James, where I do what I want, when I want, and today I want to talk about astrology, specifically the planet Mercury through the houses. This is going to be my third part to my Planets Through the Houses series, and so without further ado, let's get into it. This is going to be the third sign or third planet of Mercury. Mercury is your mental process. It's where your mind is caught up in this life. So wherever I see Mercury in the birth chart is where I know that this person's mental focus is always on. They're always thinking about this thing. They're always talking about this thing. It's their favorite thing to talk about and think about in this life. So let's get into it through the houses. So with Mercury in the first house, this is going to be a person that is always thinking about themselves. They think about their appearance, they think about how they show up in the world, they think about them. This is probably a very self-centered person because they think about themselves all the time. Or they like to talk about themselves, or this person just likes to talk a lot. But this more so comes in the sense of like appearance. So for me, this is gonna mean that this person really just thinks about who they are and how they show up in the world and what they can get and what they can do, and like they just like to talk about themselves. This could also make for a very social person because this person likes to be in situations where they have to talk and communicate. They have to go around and find different things that stimulate them mentally. So that is going to be Mercury in the first house. How does it feel to always think about yourself? How does it feel to always have you on your mind or your appearance on your mind? Or how does it feel to be the most social or the most chatty person in the room? How does it feel to, feel like, oh my God, if this person isn't mentally stimulating me, I gotta go find something mentally stimulating, like at all times. Like, this gives me very much podcaster vibes. Like, you just love to show up and talk. Like, let me talk. Like, hello, let me talk about me and my experiences. That's awesome. Okay, so with Mercury in the second house, this is going to mean that this is a person who is always thinking about money and stability and security. This person always, for whatever reason, has money on their minds, how to cultivate it, how to maintain it, how to receive it, how to make it, how to grow it, how to spend it. This person is always, always, always thinking about money, security, and stability. This person is always thinking about or talking about investments, and or this person could also be someone who's always talking about or thinking about what they value, whether that be philosophies or teachings or values. What is valuable to them is what is always on their minds, and what they love to talk about. Like, if you were to ask them on a date, like, hey, like, what do you value in this world? That's their favorite subject to talk about because that's where their mind is. They probably, again, they value security, they value stability, they value money, they value finding themselves in a very stable life in this life. And if Mercury is in the second house, this is gonna mean that they are someone in this life this is on their mind constantly. So yeah. How does it feel to have Mercury in the second house? Are you always thinking about money and how to grow it? How does it feel to always have money on your mind? What is that song? I ain't got money on my mind, money on my mind. I do it for the love. But this is actually like, there's also that Snoop Dogg song. But anyway, that is Mercury in the second house. So with Mercury in the third house, this is gonna mean Mercury is at home in this house. Mercury rules the third house. So this is gonna be the thinker's thinker. This is gonna be the communicator's communicator. This is gonna be like this is gonna be the person who effectively communicates, flawlessly communicates. They are a very sharp thinker. They are in the realm of mental processes and communication. They excel in because Mercury is at home here in this sign. In this house. So this person is going to be very adept in the realm of mental processes and just communicating. Like, they're probably such an effective communicator. They're probably such a beautiful communicator and a beautiful thinker and like a beautiful writer. Like, this person has it on lock when it comes down to those things. So how does it feel to be adept when it comes to your mind? How does it feel to be the wittiest person ever and to know things and just be able to articulate it so flawlessly? How does that feel? I want to know. Like, help me out. Like, hello, can you write a book on that? I'm sure you can. Would love to read it. Would love to talk about it. So that's Mercury in the 3rd house. With Mercury in the 4th house, this is going to be someone whose home is always on their mind. Their private life and who they are when no one sees them is always on their mind. This person always, probably when they are out on the town or when they are at work, they're always thinking about home. They're just like, oh, I want to go home. Like, I just want to be behind closed doors. Like, I want my couch. I want my Netflix. Like, I just want to be at home. You're always, always, always thinking about home and your maybe childhood you're always thinking about. Like, it's your favorite subject. It's always on your mind. When I see 4th house Mercury in a birth chart, it always indicates to me that this person loves their home to the point where they're always thinking about it. Like, you're always thinking about it for whatever reason. And so how does it feel to always want to be at home and think about home and talk about your home? And how does that feel? How does it feel? Like, this gives me very much like housewife vibes, where she's always talking about the family. She's always talking about the home. She's always talking about, these things. So how does that feel? Does it feel great? This person also probably has a very comforting speech about them. They probably have a very comforting thought process. Like, when they speak, it comforts others, it heals others, it nurtures others. You probably have a very nurturing tone and way about you. So yeah, how cool is that? So with Mercury in the 5th house, this person is always thinking about dating. This person is always thinking about, like, where the next date can come from. I bet Hinge is your most used app on your phone, like, or Tinder or Bumble or what have you. Like, you're always thinking about dating and creativity. You probably have a very creative mind, a very creative cerebral process. Like, you just love to create. And so how does that feel to, like, have your mind just always on how to create something new, how to express yourself even further and more abstract and more crazy? How does that feel? Does it feel great? Like, do you always have boys on your mind or girls on your mind or thems and theys on your mind? Like, how does that feel? Sorry, y'all, I live in New York. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Anyway, so with 6th house Mercury in the 6th house is gonna be someone who is always thinking about their daily routine. Their daily routine is the most important topic to them and the most important thing. So this makes me feel that this person is always whizzing around in their day-to-day. Like, they are very flighty in their day-to-day. Like, they have so many things and so much on their schedule that it causes them to run around and do all these things and, like, move around, and you probably have to communicate on your day-to-day. Like, whatever your job or career is, it forces you to talk. It forces you to communicate. Like, you can't be at your job and just be in an office crunching numbers and people leave you alone. That's not your job. Your job requires you to communicate. So this, for me, gives me very much like lawyer vibes, or like someone who is on their feet a lot, like talking and communicating. And so how does that feel to always have your schedule on your mind, or always thinking about like how to schedule, and your health and your fitness is always on your mind? Like, you're always on your day-to-day, like, what do I gotta do? This is what I gotta do, what do I do? Like, that is what you are always thinking about. So with Mercury in the 7th house, this is going to be someone who is always thinking about love and relationship and marriage and partnership. You are someone who always, always, always is thinking about romantic partnerships and like, yeah, like you're just always thinking about that. Like, so how does that feel? How does that feel to like always think about how to get a girlfriend or how to get a boyfriend or how to be in union with someone or something? Like, yeah, you probably come alive with, as far as your communication skills, they come alive when you are with people. Like, and I know that's probably like a given, but still, like, when you are with people, you just feel this sense about you that like, wow, I can articulate, wow, like my thoughts are moving, and like I can jive and like I can speak very well, and like you just really get the mental communication parts of you going when you're with other people. So how does that feel? So with Mercury in the 8th house, Mercury in the 8th house is going to be someone whose mind is on the deeper, darker, unknown territory things of the world. You know, in your mind, you just know, you just know people's secrets. You know humanity's like inner workings. You know, like, and this is going to be colored, of course, by the sign of it, but if I could generalize it, your mind is very deep. Your mind is very, very, you are very powerful. You're a very powerful and intense thinker. You know, you get under the surface as far as what you think about, and like it's almost on a psychic level, to be honest. Like you just know what people need. You know how to get things out of people. You just know, and you use that to your advantage. And wow, how does that feel to be such an intense thinker? How does that feel to keep what you think about to yourself because you know what others are thinking about? How does that feel? How does that feel? Does that feel very powerful? You should feel powerful with this placement. Like it's really amazing. It's really cool. Like your mind would also probably very excel in astrology or occultism or mediumship. Like I would really highly encourage you using your gifts and your talents, not just for you and so that you can like know what people are thinking, but actually put it into practice. Like make a business out of it, and I'm sure you would come up with something great. So yeah, that's Mercury in the 8th house. Mercury in the 9th house is going to be someone whose mind is always on traveling. Like you just want to be in Bali on a plane somewhere with a Mai Tai and a beach. Like that is just where your mind is. You always just want to travel. And you, at the same time, are also thinking about what the truth is of this world, what the truth is of life, what the truth is of what the meaning of truth is, and like higher meaning of philosophies. Like your mind is always on those two things, traveling and truth, traveling and truth, traveling and truth is what your mind is always on. And you are probably someone who's also always talking about those things. So you're probably also always talking about the truth and philosophy and wisdom, and you're also always talking about like travel and culture and different walks of life. And so that is what mentally stimulates you. That's what your favorite subject to talk about is like you just talking about truth and travel. And wisdom, and spreading that truth and spreading that wisdom. And so how does that feel to have such a philosophical mind? How does that feel? Does it feel great? Like Mercury in the 10th house, this is going to be someone who's very career focused. This person is always thinking about how to climb the corporate ladder. How do I get the bag? How do I get the job? How do I excel in my career? How do I excel in my job? How do I get to the top in my career? Like that is what, you're a very ambitious thinker. You are very ambitious when it comes to how you show up in your job. Whatever you say, whatever you communicate, it is in effort to climb the ladder. And you are probably also someone that people always see talking in this life. Like when people see you and it involves your job, you're talking. So this gives me very much motivational speaker. This gives me public speaker. This gives me like politician. This gives me, you know, someone who their job is attached to what they say, and a lot of people see it. Like that's what people know you for, is your words and your wisdom, and well, not your wisdom, just your communication. People know you for what you communicate, and like that's very cool. How does it feel to like have what you think about and what you say out for the public sphere to see? How does that feel to get paid for what you think about and what you are saying? How does that feel? It must feel nice. So with 11th house Mercury in the 11th house is going to be someone who's always thinking about their friends. You're always thinking about like the higher organizations that you align yourself with, and you're also thinking about humanitarian efforts and how in the future or how today you can invent something or bring something to the table that can help humanity at large and as a whole. So how does that feel to have Mercury in the 11th house and always be thinking about your friends? Like you're always thinking about, oh my God, I wonder what my friend is doing, or I wonder what I can make or what I can invent that could help humanity. I wonder what I could do, like, you know? So that's such a beautiful gift to have that, and like that's so cool. So with Mercury in the 12th house, this is gonna be someone who, this could go two ways. The first way is that this person probably doesn't know what they think about. Like they don't really, what you do think about is so abstract to you and it's lost on you. So people have to really pry out of you your communication. People have to really pull it out of you, like, hey, talk to me, tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're feeling. Like, and for you, you just don't know, and like, for whatever reason, yeah. And the other way could be that your mind is very spiritual. You're a very spiritual thinker. You are tapped into the universe. Your mind is so highly spiritual. Like, and so I would encourage you to use those gifts for mediumship, for occultism, for astrology, and you, I'm sure, would be very adept at it. Yeah, so that was my planets through the houses series for Mercury. Remember, I do birth chart readings, astrology readings, love and career destiny readings, karmic readings. I'm sure that I can help you and the stars have a solution for you. So if you would love my services, hit my links below and I will see y'all on the next one. All right, I love y'all. Have a good day. Bye.